Alright. Video game time. I'm starting kind of randomly. I don't know if I'm going to stream for very long. I'll try to stream at least 3 hours again. Maybe next week I'll start going back to some other games that I need to finish as well. Confession. Shitara asked Sato to start a relationship. Tsukasa sees and cries. I can't do this. It's not fair. Hey, Tsukasa, listen. You're okay. There's still a chance. No, there isn't. Oh, Tsukasa, Sato, what's going on? Well, thank goodness. I thought they were actually crying for something like more serious. Sorry, I can't explain right now. Tsukasa, come on. We're drawing too much attention here. Poor Tsukasa. Kantekisho ruins. Feeling better now? Yeah, sorry. None of this is your fault, Sato. I know that. And now we've missed the meeting time, too. Shotaro's probably out there looking for us. We'll find him later and apologize. I already got the bird around... Or no, I think there was no bird around here. But it's worth checking. Oh, excuse me. Ruins of an old building called Kantekisho Ruins. People hardly ever come here anymore. I need to explain to her what really happened today. Tsukasa was in pieces earlier. At least she seems to have calmed down a bit now. I mean, after something like that, of course she'd be upset. Let's see, anything else to comment on? Hello. Welcome. You're saying that today was the first time he ever said anything like that to you? Yeah, I had no idea he would be confessing out of the blue like that. I mean, I get it now. I know you're not interested in him, but I guess I am really just a kid. I don't have the confidence to confess like that. Getting married, going to Tokyo together, that's way too much for me to even begin to think about. Yeah, he just skipped several steps ahead. I guess guys from the city are just like that. Still, you handled it so calmly. I was seriously impressed. If you say so. You were so calm and collected. I swear, I can hardly believe you're the same age as me. Wish I could stay that calm. I mean, they're just guessing her age. It's not like they know it. As far as I know, she only knows her name. Though you seemed a bit different too. Did something happen? I only caught the tail end of your conversation back there. Well... Honestly, it's been quite a day. I was planning to tell you everything. Huh? Tell me what? You're kind of scaring me with that serious look. What I'm going to tell you is going to sound completely insane for all sorts of reasons. But every word of it is true. I need you to believe me, okay? Okay. Scary. So this morning, Mr. Wakamura came to me. What? I don't even... You can't be serious. You're gonna be offered as a sacrifice tomorrow? And what? Some cursed storm is going to come to the island? And you died and came back to life? Are you actually being serious? Yeah, or at least Mr. Wakamura is completely convinced that's the case. Shotaro said it was all nonsense. He didn't believe a word of it. Nuh-uh, this is not okay. This is seriously messed up. You know, a little off topic. I actually love this kind of abandoned fort. I've been to like a kind of fort like this before, but it wasn't really like ruins. It was more like a proper tourist setup. And it was a little more spacey, and it wasn't, I don't think it was ever used much anyways, but it's kind of cool. Like on an island, I was on one of these. You could see where they had room for all the cannons to be. It's pretty nifty to go to like an old historic military camp. Claiming that you died? It has to be bullshit. Ghost? No, it was during the day. And like I said, it was fairly popular. It was like it wasn't crowded, but they have pretty regular like tourists there. But it's kind of cool, you know, it's on an island or it's on a coast or something, so you know, it's meant to look out to the sea. Pretty nice. Nice place for a walk. I've never done like any real urban exploration or anything like that, you know, no breaking into any places. Just publicly available and upkept spaces. I like to do more. I feel like the more whenever I talk to people about vacations and trips, I always sound like such a nerd because I'm always like, yeah, I want to go to museums or to historic sites or hiking, you know? Like even when I go to Japan, other than shopping for like dojinshi, like I've never really bought any like Japanese clothing or anything. I feel too intimidated to even know where to begin. So, you know, I like to do hiking and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like the biggest actual risk of urban exploration is the fact that there's just squatters there or security. Or that it might just be, you know, unsafe, bad upkeep, stuff like that, you know. I think my parents would have freaked out if I did that kind of stuff. I've thought about it. I would have to do it with somebody at the very least. But I feel like knowing my luck, I would get caught. I think I think I always just have bad luck with these kinds of things. Like, aside from being kind of a, ugh, my face is freaking out. Kind of a rule follower and a little narc. I think I also just have bad luck with this kind of stuff, you know? Even if I like mildly break the rules, I feel like I always get caught. Uh, Sato, why aren't you saying anything? Things have gotten a bit messed up now. Still need to tell Shotaro how you feel. You really think so? Oh, I don't know. I would have abandoned my plan if if some guy was gonna confess to my best friend already. He's clearly into you, not me. I mean, I don't think his feelings are just gonna flip once you tell him. In fact, I'd be even more worried if he changed his mind that easily. Guess that's true. You know, this is like I always say, like every ugly girl has one really hot friend. So, you know, just, yeah, that's why you have to be nice to ugly girls. Because then otherwise if you're mean to them and then you confess to their hot friend will remember that you're an asshole. True story. That said, letting him know your feelings is the best way to have him realize you're an option for him. I'm pretty sure up until now, he just hasn't been paying attention. He hasn't noticed all the great stuff about you. Realize I'm an option? I'm not sure that's the problem. You never know. Even if he doesn't respond to you right away, his feelings could always change over time. Just look at you. You're cute, you're smart, you're a great person. You've got every reason to be confident. You're making me blush. Does sound convincing coming from you. Yuri? Question mark? It's funny. There's a mermaid anime coming out. I think this year. I think it's a TV show. I think it's what is it? Goodbye Lala? Sayonara Lala, maybe? Unrelated to Gundam Lala. And it's so funny because I saw some people who were like, oh, I think this is gonna be Yuri. And I'm like, I don't know, my guy. I feel like they hint strongly that the character has a crush on a man. Or on, you know, another boy or whatever. And it's kind of a Little Mermaid story, but you know, I'm sure there'll be Yuri fan servicey moments and maybe it'll flip or whatever, but I feel like a lot of the story is going to be dedicated to, I don't know, her crush on a boy. So I'm like, oof. You know, anime fans losing chest to a dog kind of thing. People who are so into this, and I'm guilty of this too with BL. You know, I have BL vision. I've got the BL goggles, so like sometimes you forget that those goggles aren't always objective reality. Hold on, I'm gonna move myself over just a touch. There we go. Yeah, the BL goggles. It gives you advanced eyesight to see the truth. And I'm sure those people also have Yuri vision, where they can see Yuri in places where it doesn't actually exist. Or in places where it's cope. But now, you're starting to make me think I might actually have a shot. I feel like, I can't remember if you said she reminded you of Velma. I think more than one person has said that. Maybe it's just like the short hair, the hair color, the glasses, and a little bit of the orange color. No need to rush. Just take your time and let both your feelings develop. I feel like she's silly though. I never understood why people were so obsessed with Velma though. I was shocked when I found out that Velma was more popular, or at least seems to be more popular than Daphne. Because I always thought Daphne was like really pretty. And I always just thought Velma was just kind of the nerd. So I mean, I liked Velma, but I always just thought Daphne was so pretty. And I like her purple dress too. I think I just didn't really like Velma's big orange sweater. Like I like a big sweater. I just don't feel like it fits her very well. Yeah, maybe it's the guys liking nerdy girls thing. Or maybe they just sense that that she's got a really curvy body underneath there, you know? Because I didn't think so. I thought she was quite not curvy. Can't just give up. I'm gonna go ahead and tell him. But you really are good at this, Sato. You must be super experienced with all this. Of course I am. They don't call me the living encyclopedia for nothing. Oh yes, Miss Encyclopedia, I almost forgot about that. I almost forgot too. Actually, the funny thing about her design though is that I feel like with the orange here and like the framing, even my eyes constantly go down to like her breast area. And I think there's also just like the peak of like, I think whatever her... I mean, I thought she wore like a full body wetsuit, but it looks like she kind of tans... I guess it could just be like the tan line from this shirt going up and down a little bit. I kind of get people's eyes being drawn here. And I'm not even a boob guy, you know. I'm very much not. So, did you finish writing your love letter? I'm willing to admit that's the appeal of her character. Well, I did finish it, but I ripped it up and threw it away. Damn. Like, I really like Sato, but honestly what she's wearing is kind of boring. It doesn't really do much for her figure, even though she's not quite as curvy. I think the dress is actually not too bad. I just think that the fit of her like little shawl here is kind of meh. Don't worry. I'll write another one today. It's probably a good thing to get a redo. You think she has slightly Daphne vibes? I think she's just kind of tall, which kind of makes me feel a little Daphne. Daphne also has a hairband, doesn't she? Probably a good thing I get a redo. First one was all me, me, me anyway. And you know I'm a fan of hairbands. That's the spirit. I suppose I'll need to do one more thing, Sato. You'll need to invite Shotaro over here, over for me again. Yep, can do that. I'll get him to come over even if it kills me. She's such a good friend. They're such good friends. It's so cute. Thanks. I'd rather you didn't get killed over this. Oh yeah, I forgot. I like how Sato always says, like, I'll do it even if it kills me or even if I die. So if they're Daphne and Velma though, what is Azami the Shaggy? Is Yuza the Fred? I feel like these two are both silly, but like based on their looks, you would think Azami is the really goofy one, but Yuza's actually pretty goofy. He's always like making weird jokes to himself. Maybe not in the same way that like a Shaggy is weird. These two are Scooby and Shaggy? Which one's which then? Fred? Who's Fred then? Oh, wait, are you gonna say... Don't tell me Arnav. I don't think he's part of the gang. Oh yeah, this is Fred. Right. Of course, this was Fred. You're right, he's such a Fred. Oh my god. I guess Yuza is actually Shaggy. And I guess Azami is Scooby then. Because he's always taking care of Shaggy. Alright, time to rewrite that love letter. Hello, Sato, you okay? Well, I don't know. Hmm? Hmm? Oh, I bet I have to think. Don't know if I can keep hiding the truth about myself much longer. She deserves to know. I should tell her. About me and my past? Oh, she remembered. All that said, I feel like whatever's going on with you is way more serious. About that, do you think we can talk a bit? I have something important to share. Whoa, serious face again. You're kind of scaring me. So, the truth is, my memories have started coming back. Just a few. Really? That's great. So what did you remember? Well... I want to keep this between us for now, okay? Yeah, of course, totally. Earlier, when you said you couldn't believe we were the same age... You were right. The truth is, although I might look quite young, I've actually been around for a very long time. Oh, so that's what you've been hiding. I knew something was up. So how old are you? Already 20? A little older than that. How long have you been 16 or whatever they say in Twilight? Whoa, guess I need to go even higher? Alright, let's take a big jump. 23. I lied. It's actually a lot older than that, I think. At least. A lot older. Now I'm not sure where to guess. Wait, you're not going to tell me you're secretly some ancient grandma, are you? That's about right. 50-year-old woman hanging out with teenagers. That part about me dying and coming back, there might be some truth to that too. Huh? In other words, I'm actually an immortal girl with an immortal body. Nice to meet you. There's no way. Wait, are you being serious here? Completely. I mean, I always thought you said some pretty weird things. This one takes the cake. I guess you did always have a kind of strange vibe about you. Hearing this does make some sense. But like, how did that even happen? It's so long ago I barely remember. But long ago, for some reason, I can't quite remember, I ended up eating the flesh of a mermaid. Flesh of a mermaid? I've heard stories about that. Eating mermaid flesh is supposed to make you immortal, right? Exactly. That's the stuff. No way. So those stories are real? You have an immortal body? You've been alive for who knows how long? That sums it up. You know what's a really interesting take on like a immortal kind of story is Tomie, in which it's treated more like a virus almost. Where Tomie dies, but then other people keep turning into Tomie. Or like all the different small parts of Tomie can turn into a full Tomie. I was thinking about that because they were saying that the mermaid... But they were saying like the mermaid, like it kills your original body and gives you a new one. And that's... It kind of reminded me of that. I like that theory. So how old are you really? I'm actually not too sure. I'm not really the forgetful type, but I think there was just a human limit to how much I could ever remember. Oh yeah, imagine like how cooked your brain would be after like over 100 years or so. Like I barely remember things that happen now. Even when living normally, you wind up forgetting stuff from a long time ago, right? I guess, maybe. I've only been alive 17 years, so I wouldn't really know. Oh, yeah. The oldest memory I can still remember probably goes back several centuries at least. Yeah, that's why I occasionally will get into something like Sudoku or Wordle or I don't know, Minesweeper even. Just little games that are like keep your brain fresh, keep your brain working on something. It's good for like keeping your brain in better shape when you're older. I should really work on the physical shape too. So you really are an ancient grandma. No, I was only 17 when I ate the mermaid flesh, you know? So I wasn't exactly lying about my age. In terms of looks, I'm still a spry, young 17-year-old. Average VTuber. Pretends to be 17 online. Sure, can't argue with that. Hey, I will always admit that I'm a grandma, you know. I don't pretend to be like young. I don't pretend to be younger, too much younger than I am. Like, I admit my that I'm over the 30 threshold, you know? And God forbid I'm still streaming when I'm 40. But we'll see. It's creeping up there, I'll say that. I mean, I definitely could take better care of my body and be more spry. But I think for sure, like your perspective of age gets a little bit different as you get older too. You know, 30s, they're not quite so old once you get there. Like in some ways they do suck, but you know, it's not so bad. And I guess, 40s will be fine too. You're saying you're actually immortal? I think that tops my surprises for today. You believe me? So is she the actual Yao Bikuni? Because they said her original name was Osato. Of course. You joke around a lot, but I trust you when you say you're serious. Oh, thank you. So if you really did become immortal from eating the flesh of a mermaid, I guess handing you over to some bigwig like this Unkaku Dono actually starts to make sense. Yeah, if I get handed over to him, I'm pretty sure he'd figure it out. Who knows what could happen? Right? That'd be bad news. No telling what he'd do after that. If it's the truth, I guess there's no point in making excuses either. Exactly. What about that curse of the raging waves? Is that true too? I'm pretty sure it's real too. I think I'm somehow connected to the place called Taishima that came up in the curse's story. Oh, you are? But even so, I don't think I caused the curse. At least I hope not. You're saying you were on Taishima like 400 years ago? I think so. I don't really remember what kind of person I was back then, though. Even so, can't believe the old man just straight out said he was going to hand you over tomorrow. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to get out of that, too. Well, I'm gonna help you, obviously. How about you really do just run away to Tokyo with Shotaro, then? I'd rather not. There has to be a better way. Even as I said it, I realized I hadn't thought it through very much. Let's take it one step at a time. Besides, I don't think the curse will just disappear if I leave the island. Even if you were the cause, that would mean they could have just kicked you off the island, right? Kind of feels like the old man's just trying to pin everything on you. Yeah, has to be some reason behind it. Either way, if we could somehow stop this curse of the raging waves or whatever, it'd probably solve all my problems. Probably, yeah, but how are we supposed to stop a curse when we don't even know what it is? I always thought all this curse stuff was just occult nonsense. Never thought it could be real. I should get back into Jujutsu Kaisen. New season looks pretty good. Spirits and curses really do exist. No doubt about it. It was totally normal to live with them way back when, so it surprised me that these days everyone just acts like they're not real. No way. This is so surreal. I suppose you being here is already past surreal, and even into the mythical. Guess I gotta rethink what's normal. Guess that means our best chance at the moment probably lies in your memory somewhere. Do you really not remember anything about what you were doing before you washed up on the island? No. Well, I do remember I was on Taishima 400 years ago. Everything between then and waking up here is completely blank. I'm guessing I might have been asleep somewhere for the last 400 years or something like that. Damn. How'd that even happen? You think it's connected to whatever happened to Taishima? Probably. Still, sleeping for 400 years? That's just unreal. Feels like something out of a story. I mean, you fit into our society so naturally. Hard to believe you're not from the same era. I was quite lost at first, but I didn't want to cause a scene, so I tried really hard to fit in. Everything had changed so much. There were surprises around every corner. It was pretty overwhelming at first. I can imagine. It's like that old tale of Urashima Taro. You came back and centuries had gone by. Now that you mention it, it is quite similar. I am amazed the tale of Urashima Taro is still being told even now. But you know what amazed me more? TV. It was incredible how much I could learn from it. So that's why you're always glued to the TV. That's amazing. Can't believe you managed to blend in so naturally just from watching TV. Ugh. Imagine in this day and age, taking some medieval peasant and just being like, alright, you gotta learn about modern society from the internet. Go. Well, what kind of horrible monster would they become? Yeah, it was actually easier than I expected. Felt more like visiting a country with a different culture than jumping through time. Yeah, see the new forms of racism that have been invented in the last couple hundred years. I guess, since I barely remembered anything from my past, there wasn't much to get in the way of learning new stuff. Like, what website would you even recommend to them? Twitter? Reddit? Just stick to news websites? Facebook? Where would you send them? Guess that's why you seemed a bit distant when you first arrived on the island. Oh yeah, sorry I was such a pain. You were just scared, right? You had no memories and you were thrown into a completely different era. I was lucky though. Everyone on the island was so kind. That helped a lot. Still, can't believe the old man wants to offer you as a sacrifice. That's messed up. But the Unkaku Dono guy, well, it sounds like Wakamaru is also dealing with somebody else too. But it sounds like he was going to offer her to Unkaku Dono because that guy was interested in immortality. I wish you could remember a bit more about yourself though. Aren't you even a little curious about who you were? Doesn't it worry you? Honestly, not really. I mean, I was probably just another person. I doubt I was anyone special. Don't say that, you never know. Either way, we'll just have to make a bunch of good memories for the new you. Sounds good. Even these last few months have been filled with great memories for me. Hang on, I just realized. If you really are immortal, Sato, every time you say, even if it kills me, you kind of left out the part where it's not actually possible. Damn, you're right. That does sound bad now. Wait, no, it's the opposite. It means I'm so determined I'd risk dying despite my immortality. So coming from you, it actually carries even more weight. Got it. I think I spun that pretty well. Well, I think even if she can die and be reborn, it still sucks. Because you still have to, like, wake up from dying. You know I can hear you, right? You know, I'm feeling kind of relieved. Even after learning all this about me, you aren't treating me any different. Well, yeah, you're still you. Nothing's really changed for me. Thank you. I'm glad to tell you the truth. Usually when people find out, they freak out and quickly pull away. I was worried you'd do the same. Yeah, I mean, I can see why people might distance themselves if they found out. Yuzu's mom was totally shunned when people started blaming her. Don't Don't worry. I won't tell a soul. Your secret's safe with me. I'm so curious what this new thing is. Gotta be something else we can do. The only other people I really trust around here are Azami and Yuza. If we ask them, I bet they'd help. Would you rather I didn't tell them? I mean, I'm pretty sure they can keep it a secret, but I'd rather avoid telling anyone else. Gotcha. Well then, maybe we could just hide out somewhere until tomorrow? Buy a little time? Where could we hide? Oh. I'm not sure if it's the right choice here. Not even sure if I should mention it. What is it? Just whatever. You trusted me with your secret, so it's only fair I share one too. You have a secret? Keep this between us, okay? It's about my pa, actually. Your dad? I thought you grew up with just your mom. I did. That's why I got curious about who my pa was and started digging on my own. I didn't have much to go on, but I managed to piece it together. Maybe I've got a knack for detective work. That's incredible. Detective, just like on TV. Turns out he's a very rich guy from Issei. Apparently way back, my mom used to work as a maid at his estate. Is it Unkaku Dono? Does that mean... You guessed it. I'm his illegitimate child. That's a tough one. I mean, I kind of suspected it already, so it wasn't a huge shock or anything. Besides, he's been sending child support this whole time, so I'm grateful, honestly. Wow, your life really is like a TV show. Anyway, I've actually snuck off to meet him a few times, really. You met your dad? All on your own? It wasn't a problem? Surprisingly, yeah. He was happy to see me. He even said he wanted to meet me too. Took me out to dinner a couple of times and all. What if Unkaku Dono is her father? And what if that's why he was saying he found a successor? What if it's her? What if he found out she has potential? How nice. But you're smart and so cute. I can see why he'd be proud. I've got no complaints about the life I have now with Ma. I'm not out to shake him down for cash or stir up trouble or anything. That said, I never told Ma that I met with him. There's still bad blood there, apparently. That's not good. Nobody on the island knows about this. You're the first person I've ever told. Whoa. This turned out to be a full-on secret swap. Worst case scenario, I thought we could ask my pa for help. He's pretty rich. He could probably arrange for you to hide for a while. Might help us buy some time to look into this curse. Because I don't think we know anybody else from Issei who would be, like, rich. She's totally gonna deliver her friend straight to her dad. No. Having a place to lay low would be great, but won't he be suspicious if we don't explain things? Honestly, I'm not sure. We either lied to him or risk telling him the truth. And personally, I'd rather not lie to him. You think it's better to keep your secret, even from my pa? I'm sorry, I'd really rather no one knew. I get it. If word got out, it'd probably stir up a whole new mess. Let's keep that as our last resort, then. It was a great idea, though. Thanks. No, it's a bad idea. They're just cutting out the middleman. Hey, Tsukasa, I just had a thought. What is it? This Unkaku Dono guy. He says he has a way to break the curse of the raging waves, right? But he said he didn't believe in curses. Sounds like it. That's what he's offering in exchange for you, right? Then what if we somehow stole that from him? Ooh. You mean we fake the trade and swipe it instead? No, I mean, what if we just snuck into Unkaku Dono's place and took it? Huh. So we've had our detective arc, and now we're going undercover? We spies now? And it's probably not very realistic. They also would only have like a day to do it. I think it's a bit of a stretch. We don't exactly have the skills or intel for a spy mission. Still, if there was some other way to break the curse of the raging waves, that'd solve everything. Exactly. You said Yuza's mom was shunned for something? All Tsuyu ever told me was that she passed away in the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster 5 years ago. Oh, right, you wouldn't know about it. I mean, I guess it's not exactly something you'd share with a guest at the island. Hmm? The truth is, they pinned the blame for the whole disaster on her. Said it was Mari's fault. Seriously? But why? No idea. People just started saying she was some kind of bad omen or something. Sure, she never really fit in on the island, but that was no reason to treat her like that. That's probably why things felt so tense when Yuza came back to the island a few months ago. I figured folks were just joking around, so I didn't really think too much of it. That's so cruel, even after she's gone. But you know, it's quite similar to what's happening to you right now. The old man called you the same thing they called her. What was it? The Raging Waves Curse Bearer? They said Mari was the source of the curse too? That is weird. What does it mean? Could it be that Yusa's mom was actually like you? Was she immortal? Huh? Maybe she didn't really go missing, but was actually sacrificed to this Unkaku Dono. But Mr. Wakamura said he won't make the same mistake from 5 years ago, so I don't think that's it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Still, I wonder if Yuza or Tsuyu know anything about the curse of the raging waves. Yeah, it's not exactly an easy topic to bring up. We don't really have any other leads. Let's go talk to Tsuyu. We can ask her about Mari and the curse. But wait, if Yuza's mom is really the curse bearer or whatever, that means she dragged not only herself and her family, but the whole island into the storm. That's kind of scary to think about. Yeah, I can't imagine she did it on purpose. Maybe at the very least she didn't know about it, and even then. It's still awful either way. The outcome was such a terrible one. No, this curse bearer stuff has to be a total bull. I'm not buying it. Couldn't agree more. But then, where did all the curse bearer rumors come from in the first place? There's got to be a way to prove they're unfounded. I bet you anything, it was the so-called sorcerer the old man's been talking to. Has to be. Maybe we could go shake it out of them until they admit it was all made up. That's a bit extreme, but if we could pull it off, it would clear things up. Although even if we prove you're not the curse bearer, they're still going to come after you for being immortal. I guess they want me because I'm immortal, not because of the curse. Man, I really want to just believe all this curse bearer stuff is nonsense. Alright, time to move, I guess. They didn't seem to have plans, so not a good idea. People used to call Mari the curse bearer, so let's go talk to Tsuyu. Let's go. We should apologize to Shotaro too. Oh, right. I was gonna say they should forget about the Shotaro confession stuff for now, but I was like, oh yeah, he's leaving tomorrow, so they also have... It is technically a deadline there, so if they want to do it, It does have to be before then. Looks like Shotaro isn't home. No one's here right now. Eh? Ring ring. Oh, it's the phone. Scared me. Pick it up. I'll get it. I mean, she does live here. Hello, Wakamura residents? Huh? You one of the Wakamuras? No one from the Wakamura family is home right now. Would you mind calling back later? Wait, really? Then that means... You must be that immortal girl. Sorry, not sure what you mean. If this is a prank call, I'm hanging up. Something about his tone really irks me. Ah, so this is where you've been hiding. Took me forever to find you. This accent. I don't think we've met a character who speaks like this yet. Who is this? Ah, my dear Osato. It's been a while. Huh? He knows you. Looks like you've got the wrong number. Please double check the number and call again. Hold on. Don't hang up on me, you little shit. I know exactly who I'm talking to. Sounds like he knows who you are, Sato. This could be our chance to get info. Yeah, this could be bad, but could be info. So, my dear little Sato, I hear Unkaku Dono's got his eye on you now. You're awfully well informed. Mind telling me who you are? Of all the people out there, it was Unkaku Dono who found out? Damn, the geezer's gonna hunt you to the ends of hell. Who the hell are you? Tell me. Whoa, you're really fired up. Hang on, wait, you fucking serious? You don't remember me? For real? That's real harsh. After everything we had, all that passionate talk about our future together? What? Come on, just because I don't remember you doesn't mean you get to start spouting nonsense. You'll know if it's nonsense soon enough. Listen, I'm actually the one trying to help you here, you know? You might want to hear me out. What do you mean? So this Unkaku Dono, he's a psycho old guy, funneling cash into researching immortality. If he gets his hands on you, you'll be strapped to a table in his lab while he cuts you open alive. He'll sit there watching as you die and regenerate, all as part of his fucked up experiments. And once you're all healed up, slice and dice again, rinse and repeat, over and over. Sounds fun, huh? That's straight up torture. So who is this person? How does he know all this? Even if your body's immortal, the pain's all real. Becoming a sacrificial guinea pig would be nothing but hell on earth. You sure know a lot about this. Well, yeah. That's why you should come to me instead. Doesn't sound so bad now, does it, Osato? Huh? I'll take you into my protection before you're handed over to Unkaku Dono. All you need to do is shut up and do as you're damn told, woman. Aw, hell no. You think I'd go grovel to some nameless creep like you? You got another thing coming. I refuse. You'll remember me when we meet. I promise. So here's the deal. Get on today's last ferry to Toba Port. Come alone. Got it? I feel like we should keep our options open. I understand. Sato. I don't know who you are, but I understand you're a rude, selfish, absolutely not worth listening to. Do us both a favor and never contact me again. Come on. Is that really how you're going to play it? Listen, if you don't show up when I say, I'll tear through every last dumbass on that island. Slice them up to fucking pieces. Sound good to you? That's what happens when people defy me. No mercy, just punishment. Hmm. What if it's the person who has like the Heike curse? I'll say it once more, my dear Osato. If you don't want this island to be a bloodbath, get on the last ferry. Come to Toba Port alone. This is your last chance. You get that? You say no mercy, just punishment. What exactly are we talking about here? Oh, you know. I have this little curse power. Let's just say it can be pretty potent. Ugh, another curse. I guess I could show it off by cursing every woman on the island. Kill them all off, one by one. How's that sound? That way, everyone else on the island will see the one girl who doesn't die, and, well, your secret's out. No. Yeah, better do as I say. No point fighting it. I've already got an assassin mixed in with the locals. Everything's set. An assassin mixed in with the locals? Could Kiku... What was her name again? Kikuko? Could she have done it on purpose? Gave him a curse. They were way too thrilled to use it. Dead serious, too. Eyes like a psycho killer. You get those sometimes. Natural killers. Pretty sure they've already made their move. And unless I call them off, they sure ain't stopping. Is he serious? Wait. Profiles. Oh, they updated those. Kikuko. Boarding school. Junior college. IT prefecture. Came back to the island. She was born on the island, though. Born and raised. Analytical thinking, research, good results. Unlucky with men. I'll check with you again after the first body drops, but I really recommend you make the smart choice before that. Anyway, ferry's leaving soon, so tick-tock, my dear Osato. Don't keep me waiting. Oh? This is bad. You heard all that, right? Killing people with curses? No way, right? Oh, excuse me. Yes way. Alright, let's see what was added. I guess they just added this. Excellent grades. 18 years ago, pregnant mother. Secret tracked down her father, wealthy man who owns multiple companies in Issei. Huh. Do we know anybody else in Issei who it could be? I think it's gotta be him. Because it's not gonna be him. Or him. Well, he's from Tokyo anyways. So... yeah, it's gotta be Unkaku Dono. It's kind of shocking that she figured out who her father was, but she didn't know that he's Unkaku Dono. We came back here thinking Shotaro might be around. Now that I think about it, there's a good chance I could run into Mr. Wakamura too. Could get awkward. I wonder if these backgrounds, like, do you think these are 2D images, or do you think that there's like a 3D render? I think they've got to be like 2D. They just put them in a panorama kind of situation. Hmm. Alright. Last ferry leaves in less than an hour. If I don't get on, the whole island's in trouble. All that talk about curses and killing people. We still have no idea who that even was. I feel like he knew something about your past, too. As far as I can remember, I have no idea who he is. They knew about Unkaku Dono and his research, so they're definitely involved in some way or another. It's gotta be the other Tokyo sorcerer that we haven't met. Maybe it's someone who doesn't get along with Unkaku Dono and wants to steal you away from him? Makes sense. Trying to help me is probably just a front. So his real goal has to be something like that. Maybe he just acted like he knew you to put you at ease. Could be, but if he really wanted to put me at ease, I don't think he had the right tone. Yeah, that attitude was anything but reassuring. Like, was he actually serious, thinking you'd go along with all that just because he barked it at you? I guess if he knows how desperate she is. Not to mention, threatening to curse the people on the island to death. Hard to tell how serious he was. One thing's clear, he's bad news. Someone's come home. Well, came back early, eh, Sato? Ugh, this asshole. Everything's still up in the air, so I really don't want to have to see him again. He could have at least come home a little bit earlier and taken the damn phone call for me. But then she wouldn't have the information. What's wrong, girl? You look like you've seen a ghost. Well, we just got a strange, threatening phone call. Tell me more. Why is she telling him this? He's obviously not going to let her go. So, some nobody we don't even know wants you to set off on the last ferry today? Yeah, they said if I don't go, the island will be struck with no mercy, just punishment. He's just trying to snatch you out from under Unkaku Dono's nose. Always some fools trying to play smart. Pulling a stunt like that wouldn't just get you on Unkaku Dono's bad side. It'd be a hell of a lot worse than that. Ignore the fool's call. You're going to Unkaku Dono tomorrow, like we planned. Okay. Oh yeah? I totally should have said something earlier, but I'm totally against the whole sacrifice nonsense. Old man, if we can lift the curse of the raging waves before tomorrow, then Sato doesn't have to be offered as a sacrifice, right? Well, if that was possible. But the curse stumped even the finest sorcerer I know. You need solid proof it's been broken. That's fine. Wait, what else did he say? Something about an assassin. He said someone wielding a curse power is mixed in with the locals, and is already proceeding with their plans. Think it could be true? Most likely bluffing, but I'll have folks look into it just in case. Either way, if we nab the assassin first, there ain't nothing to worry about. This is my Kamishima. I don't like hearing we have unknowns mixed in with my people. Seeing as we're being threatened by a curse, couldn't you ask that sorcerer you trust to help us deal with it? Not happening. Too short notice. Even just one consultation takes a whole month of back and forth with their manager for an appointment. Not to mention, you can't even imagine how much it costs. You don't call someone like that over some damn fool's prank call when it's probably just a bluff. Seriously? They're that big of a deal? I guess neither of the two we bumped into yesterday was a sorcerer then. Huh? What were you talking about? Yesterday we spoke to a man and a woman in traditional clothes who asked where this place was. They didn't stop by? Oh yeah, we never saw them go to his place. Alright, some shady looking folks came around. Said something about a great storm curse drawing near. Told me I should warn everyone to prepare for evacuation. So even people from outside the island know about the curse of the raging waves? But who were they? Beats me. They claimed they were with the police or some such, but something smelled fishy to me. Rambling about mummies and whatnot didn't make a lick of sense. Ain't got time to mess with folks like that. Told them I already knew. Had told them to get lost. Anyone with even the slightest spirit sense can tell the island's affected by a curse right now. They're just scam artists, using that to spout nonsense, to squeeze out donations. Bunch of crooked psychics. Got no time to be dealing with folks like that. Is that really all it was? Huh, I thought they would have come here to, like, talk about a crime at least. But I guess they did say they were trying to figure out how to break the curse. Something about all of this is nagging at me. Is this curse of the raging waves definitely real? I already told you. It's as real as they get. So what are you gonna do now, old man? First off, Sato ain't going anywhere. Stay put till the last ferry docks back on the mainland. You sure that's safe? Curse or not, no way anyone is going to just go around killing a bunch of people. It's just not practical. Aviators? I'm not actually a big fan of aviators. They're just whatever sunglasses I had available. That was easiest. To help give me more of a summery vibe, I guess. That said, someone sneaking in as an assassin could happen. I see. Bah. Even if the curse is just a bluff, they're clearly planning something. Ain't no way I'll let it slide. Threatening not just me, but Unkaku Dono? They'll regret messing with us. I'll smoke them out myself. I'll have them confess to their bullshit. Yikes. He's pissed. Yeah, why did we tell this guy? I don't feel like we should have told him any of this. You two stay right here. Got it? See ya. Well, now's our chance to get away. He told us to wait here, but we don't need to catch the ferry anymore. Feels like a waste just to sit here. Yeah, we gotta talk to Tsuyu. And also, I'd like to talk to Yuza. We definitely learned a lot more after speaking with Tsuyu. Oh, but we didn't even get to see it. Wasn't there other places we could check out, too? Did we only get to choose one? Huh? Tsukasa. Damn it. There's no way I'm letting them sacrifice you. Not for anything. Thanks, Tsukasa. Sorry I got so worked up. Tinted shades? I think that they're kind of cool looking. I don't know if they're that practical, though. I do need to wear my sunglasses more when I go out. I have such sensitive eyes to light. Definitely genetic. I know my dad does too. Don't worry about it. That's just who you are. Yellow tint? Is it? Well, I know people used to wear those like blue glasses for screens and stuff that was like slightly tinted. Or people would like change their screen settings to be a little bit more yellow, warm tinted at night. Maybe like that. Guess the last ferry should reach the mainland by now. Think the old man managed to find the assassin? Let's go see what's going on outside. Not like we have much else to go on now. If the ferry's already there and we're not on it, does that mean it's murder time? Because I believe Sato was one of the first. But maybe we do get a chance to explore a little. Oh. Yeah, is this where she's gonna get cut down? Ugh. I just want to see timeline. So we're here. No, it's still too early. The cut down doesn't happen until like the next day or something. Blue gives filter blue light greater depth of perception? Really? Look, it's Shotaro. Hey, you two. Perfect timing. Old man's been stomping around with this wild look on his face, asking people if they've seen anyone suspicious. You two know anything about that? Actually, we do. I was gonna say, how much are we gonna tell this guy? I guess he's trying to track down the assassin who's blending in on the island somewhere. Oh wait, I forgot. He did hear a lot of the stuff that, he heard his dad talking to Sato, I think. So in theory, he does know most of it. About her being immortal, supposedly. He just doesn't believe it. So people really announce threats like that over the phone. Glad the old man didn't take the bait. It's probably the right call. But if it's not just Unkaku's Dono's people after you, then we got a new problem on our hands. Yep. Sun's starting to go down. Maybe that's part of it, but something feels off. No stickers. Oh. Grab my glasses by mistake. Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, it's Fred. Fred Shotaro. Yeah, nothing. No other bird stickers. Oh yeah, we should apologize for missing the meeting. Oops, wrong one. She's on edge. Can't blame her. Even with everything going on, he still manages to stay calm. Not fair to lean on him when things get tough, but his confidence makes it hard not to. About earlier today. Sorry for missing our meeting today. I was the one who asked and ended up standing you up. Something came up and I couldn't make it. Alright. That stuff happens. Not mad or anything, but mind telling me what happened? Well, something unexpected came up and kind of threw off my whole schedule. I mean, he did see us run off after Tsukasa while she was crying, so I think you should be able to infer from there that we were helping her. So you can't say more than that? You're not going to tell me what you wanted to talk about? I can't tell you that either. Right. Well, whatever. Let's just say you owe me one. Owe you one? Yeah. Sometime when I need it, you'll have to do something for me. Wait, that's not fair. Huh? It's not her fault. I'm the one who caused all the problems today. You see, I was actually the one... Tsukasa, stop. This isn't the time for that. But if I don't, you'll... Whoa, why do I feel like I'm the bad guy here? You're the one who didn't show up. You're not the bad guy. It is my fault. I'm sorry. No, it's on me. Sato didn't do anything wrong. Okay, ladies, please don't fight over me. For the sake of our friendship, I'll let it slide. Let's just reschedule for another time. Right, thank you. Thanks. things are a little hectic today. We can talk about that more another time. Although, isn't he leaving tomorrow? There's not much time to talk about it in person. So this so-called assassin really has slipped in among the others, running around blindly like my old man won't get us anywhere. We don't have enough to go on yet, so it's hard to say anything for sure. At the very least, I've been looking for people with regular contact with those off the island. Right. Anyone who rarely leaves the island isn't likely a suspect. So that means people like Shotaro and me, who live off the island most of the time, are the most suspicious? Given the situation, yeah. Imagine if Tsukasa was in on it. That'd be such a twist. But I'm betting all on Kikuko right now. You know, it's also possible that the caller and the assassin are both working for Unkaku Dono. Oh. Wait, why would you think that? It's possible that he either never had the means to lift the curse of the raging waves like he promised, or never intended to hand it over in the first place. I get it. That way he could just get Sato without keeping his end of the bargain. Plus, he could also then turn around and pin everything on your old man. Exactly. Sharp as ever, Tsukasa. Thanks. Either way, if someone like that really is out there, we need to stay on guard. Definitely. Yeah, because Unkaku Dono didn't seem like he actually believed in the curse, let alone had a solution for it. So that would be possible. But if that was the case, then he also would have still had to have had the curse of the Heike. So I'm not entirely convinced. It's possible. About getting you out of the whole sacrifice mess? About that. I've been thinking, and maybe it's best if we leave for Tokyo together first thing tomorrow. Lay low for a while. I mean, it sucks, but he's kind of right. That might be the safest thing to do. Well, yeah, I know. It looks like I'm using the chaos as an excuse, but at this point, I don't think I can offer any other options. Because, like, I feel like being on the island, there's only so many places she can hide. Like, she would still be on the run in Tokyo. But, like... And he's gonna be gone anyway, so what else is he gonna be able to do? Like, I get it. He's a little limited here. And I don't remember where Tsukasa goes to school, but, like, in theory, they could still meet up when they're on the mainland. What do you think? Well, first off, thanks for thinking it over for me. Would it be okay if I give it a little more thought? Sure, but if you take the ferry, my old man will catch on. If you want to go, you'll have to be on a small boat, quietly, just after dawn. I'll need time to set things up, so I need your answer by tonight. Alright, I'll think it through. What's wrong? Looks like you've got something caught in your bangs. Oh, he's gonna make a move. Oh no, how embarrassing. He always seems so calm and collected. I guess everyone has their moments. Huh? You want me to take a look? It's okay. I've still got that hand mirror on me. I told you, the hand mirror. Let's take a look. There it is, a feather. When did that get there? Got it. Looks better. What the? What the hell is that? Something wrong, Sato? There's something behind me. Huh? What was it? I should check. Ah! Turning around. Turning around in these games is always dangerous. Could you look behind me? Nothing behind you. I should check behind. What's wrong? Maybe if I look down. I can't look down. Eh? Eh? Oh. There's a bird over there. Why does she keep saying it? I'm trying. Oh, over there. Could have sworn it was right around here. There's nothing there. Maybe I imagined it. So maybe it requires them to turn around or just look in the mirror? Ah! Damn, it hurts. Cut straight through me. My insides are on fire. This is it, isn't it? I just died. But how? What happened? Tsukasa, I'm sorry. They got me. This is the power of the curse then. It's real. I saw something for a split second and then it cut me down. Alright, relax. Breathe, nice and slow. This is bad. People are coming over. It's gonna turn into a scene. You know, the samurai ghost is totally something that would appear in Scooby-Doo as well, when you really think about it. Not here. Everyone will see. Damn it. Everyone will know I can heal. What do I do? They're all panicking. No choice. Just act dazed and clueless. Run away while I can. Was that really all there was to do there? I guess so. I thought there was like another place I could have gone on the map if I hadn't chosen the residence. I wonder. Let me check. I don't think I missed anything. I think if I had actually missed anything important, it would have told me with the little... Let's resume. From here. Let's make it go fast. Let's see. Oops, I keep doing that. I keep forgetting I need to actually click on this. Oh man, you know what? I'm not gonna go through all that. Not on stream. That's fine. We'll just assume that I didn't miss anything. It was probably just my imagination. Because if I went through all that and there was no difference, I'd be upset. Shadow. Turns out I was right about when she got slashed. Huh? I was asleep. Right. I got attacked out of nowhere. Oh, stop. No auto. Got attacked out of nowhere right in the middle of Chuo Street. Every time I come back to life, my head's always foggy and my memory's all over the place. Let's see. After I was cut down, everyone saw me resurrect, so I panicked and started running around trying to hide. In the end, Mr. Wakamura found me. He told me to stay in the house and keep my head down. Sounds like things are pretty chaotic on the island, all because of me. Apparently, Mr. Wakamura told everyone he would handle it, which helped smooth things over. What now? So now if we go out, everybody else is going to be dying. It's already pitch black outside. Too quiet. Too quiet. It's putting me on edge. I look at the phone again. Is he gonna call me again? So now everyone knows I can't die. Be that as it may, I still have things I need to do. This is it. Time to see it through. Today's been so hectic, I need to take a second, gather my thoughts, and figure out what comes next. Earlier today, I got a creepy call demanding I turn myself in. They said if I didn't comply, an assassin with a curse would start killing people. I didn't go. Sure enough, later that evening, I was struck out of nowhere by some invisible slash and killed. Whoever did it was probably testing whether I'd really come back to life, while also showing off their power all in one go. So I wonder if the person with the curse can, selectively target them. It isn't just like a mass killing with everybody who has a mirror. The island went into panic, with people both terrified of me not dying and of the one who attacked me. If it really was an assassin mixed in among the locals that used the curse to do all that, we're in serious trouble. The curse that can kill someone instantly from a distance. Not just dangerous, it's terrifying. None of the curses I've ever known worked like that. They were never that convenient or all-powerful. They say when you curse someone, you're cursing yourself as well. Using a curse always comes with risks or with strict conditions. To target me so precisely, in that exact moment and place from somewhere I couldn't even see, there must have been some really specific condition to pull it off. I should try to recall the curse slash that hit me and see if there was anything else I can remember. The attack was brutal. I changed clothes and the wound's gone now, but can't stop the cold sweat. My body still remembers the pain. But I'm the only one who can get to the bottom of this curse. Need to think back, remember exactly what happened when I was cursed. Some kind of clue. Any sign? Anything at all before I was struck? That's right, before I slashed. I saw something reflected in the hand mirror, a mysterious shadow. If I remember correctly, it looked like a warrior in armor, carrying a sword. Could it be? The Curse of Heike. Ugh. Oh, did she hear about it from them? I don't remember. Curse that delivers a single, hate-fueled strike from a sword. Its shadow was already there before I was hit, which means if I can spot that armored warrior's shadow again, it would mean the assassin using the curse should be nearby. Should have asked more questions yesterday. That cursed shadow. It showed up in the mirror, but when I turned around, there was nothing there. Does that mean it's only visible in mirrors? If that's true, I might be able to use this Kamishimaru hand mirror to spot the shadow before the curse strikes. That's definitely the symbol that was on the rock. Maybe I should go looking for it with the mirror. Maybe I should practice a bit. Phone's quiet now. Phone call. Seems Mr. Wakamura still hasn't figured out who the assassin is either. Whoever they are, they're blending in with the locals and triggering the curse with ease. As far as I know, only a psychic with a powerful spirit sense could use a curse like that. Is there really someone like that on this island? Kelly definitely won't stop with just the attack on me. Even if the man on the phone was ranting about killing everyone off one by one. At least for the moment, it seems pretty quiet outside. No telling when it'll start. If that caller really can wield a curse, maybe turning them down wasn't the smartest move. Then again, there's no way I was just going to hand myself over. And like Shotaro said, there's also a chance the caller was working with Unkakudono. Let's try using the mirror. Here goes. Oh. Interesting. I don't see anything in here. Okay. Oh, reflecting the Kameshimaru flag. Where's the flag? Oh, that thing? The pennant? Uh, uh, uh. Is that what she means? Eh? Was that not what she meant? That's the only Kameshimaru flag. Ooh. I can catch the shadow with the mirror before anything happens. Maybe I can find the assassin right as they're about to use the curse. One problem. If anyone on the island sees me now, it'll just cause more panic. I'll have to stay hidden while I move around. Right now, over the southern sea of Kameshima, the curse of the raging waves is creating a huge storm that's started to churn the sea. They say it can whip up a violent storm without warning, the kind that can flip a boat in an instant. Mr. Wakamura plans to hand me over to Unkakudono to find a way to stop the curse. The handover is supposed to happen tomorrow, but Shotaro's against the plan. This morning he asked me to run away with him to escape the island and flee to Tokyo. Still haven't given him an answer. I'm sorry, but I have my reasons I can't go with Shotaro. As for how to actually stop the curse of the raging waves, information Tsuyu gave us this afternoon might help. I should go over it again to get everything straight. Okay. Earlier today, after Wakamura told me to wait here, we snuck out and went to talk to Tsuyu. We learned some rather important info there. Are you kidding me? Wakamura's fixing to hand you over to someone and try to break the curse of the raging waves? Treating people like they're nothing but tools. That's just plain awful. Exactly. If we can figure out how to lift the curse ourselves, maybe it won't come to that. Do you know anything about the curse of the raging waves? We need your help. Well, of course. I don't know what I'd do with myself if we lost you, Sato. She has some item that she never got to show us. I reckon it's fine if I tell you. I was about to tell Yuza and Azami later anyway. Come on, I got something to show you. I promised I'd tell Yuza and Azami tonight, but something I need to check, so I'll fill you two in first. Oh, thank you. There it is, just as I remember it. See, are you sure you should be climbing with these rocks with your injured leg? Don't worry about me. Still got a few tricks left in these old bones. Truth is, I put together a little shrine behind these rocks. Nobody else knows it's here. So it's been hidden here for ages now. What could it be? They had like the big fish scale at home. Could be... maybe... I don't know. They still there was a lot of talk about the missing sword, or like people possessing boxes that maybe contain their missing years in them. There was a shrine all the way out here. Oh. Is this one of those bronze mirrors? I think I saw it in my history textbook once. It's kind of old and worn, but it's so small and cute. Butterflies, I believe, was... The swallowtail butterfly was Heike, I think. It's a beauty, alright, but there's a lot more to it than its looks. Let's see. I never got to get that sticker on Chuo Street. I'll have to go back there sometime. Sound of crashing waves and distant roar of the sea fills the air. Weather's so nice, and yet something about it has me on edge. So what exactly is that mirror? This here used to belong to Mare, Yuza's mother. Yuza's ma? To be precise, Mare found it at the bottom of an old well after she came to Kameshima. An old well? That's where the bronze mirror came from? Sure is, though I don't know much beyond that, I'm afraid. Anywho, she said we had to keep it enshrined somewhere that overlooked the southern sea, so we tucked it away back here. It was here even back when Mari was still alive, so that's gotta be near 20 years now. That's a long time. So does the mirror have some connection to the curse of the raging waves? Sure does. Listen, all I'm about to tell you is just what Mari once told me. But I trusted her with all my heart, so I'll speak as if I know it to be true. Of course. Curse of the Raging Waves isn't some tiny little curse that someone can just throw out whenever they like. It's a massive curse that's been churning down off the southern coast of Kameshima for a good 400 years now, non-stop. Seriously? If that's true, wouldn't there be a huge storm all the time? That's the thing. The curse had been sealed away all this time, held back. All because of a sacrifice offered up 400 years ago. Sacrifice? A real sacrifice. You don't mean like symbolically. You're saying someone was actually sacrificed to keep the curse at bay? Exactly. Many, many years ago, someone made the ultimate sacrifice. Thanks to that, the source of the curse was sealed away. And this here bronze mirror supposedly belonged to the very person who was sacrificed. No way. Thing is, even without that sacrifice, after 400 years, the effects that held back the curses are getting weaker and weaker. Wait, really? So in other words, now that the curse is overpowering its seal, Curse of the Raging Waves could be set loose again? That's how it seems. At the same time, it seems the curse itself has become a lot weaker over the last 400 years. Even with the seal wearing thin, the power of the bronze mirror has been able to keep it at bay. Managed to hold back the curse of the raging waves for the past 10 years or so. The mirror doesn't hold a candle to a real sacrifice, but still, it's got enough power to suppress the curse. So if it wasn't for that mirror, the curse might have already swallowed up the island. If that's the case, Mari wasn't a curse bearer trying to unleash the curse at all. In fact, she was the complete opposite. She found the mirror and was trying to hold it back, right? Well, that's true, but it ain't quite the whole story. What do you mean? To explain what I mean, I need to tell you about where Mari came from. I thought no one knew where she came from. Sorry for keeping it from you. The truth is, Mari was a descendant of a place called Taishima, an island that was wiped off the map long ago. Wait a second, Taishima. Isn't that the place where the curse of the raging waves started? After it got invaded or something? That's the one. Hold on. I heard Mari was a descendant of the people who destroyed Taishima. That she was the one who brought the curse. Quite the opposite. Her ancestors were the ones being destroyed. Well, that changes the story. What does that mean exactly? Mari told me that folks from Taishima passed down a duty from generation to generation. She said it'd be 400 years since the disaster during her generation, and that meant she had to be the one to see it through. To carry out the duty first, the curse of the raging wave had to be removed once and for all. They needed to wait for the curse to weaken, and so many generations passed for that to happen. So the duty wasn't just to stop the curse? That was just the first step? Right. Mari came to Kamishima because she was meant to fulfill that duty. Apparently she spent years waiting on the island, watching for a sign the curse was starting to weaken. Eventually she ended up marrying my little Tosuke, but it seemed that was never part of the plan. She often used to chuckle about it, saying you never know when or where fate will bring someone into your life. I wish we got to see what his dad was like. We never got to see any of it. I had no idea. Then we come to 5 years ago. 395 years since the curse of the raging waves had begun. She said the time had finally come, that the curse was now weak enough. I still remember her saying now, if she offered the mirror now, she could remove the curse for good. She could complete her duty. Remove the curse for good. Well, even hearing all that, I was still only half convinced the curse was just an old folktale. I don't think anyone can blame you. So then, what exactly was her duty? She said she'd only tell me once it was all overdone with. The Southern Sea disaster. In the end, I never got to hear what her duty was. Mari was taken by the sea before she could tell me. After that disaster, I was a mess inside. Couldn't think straight for ages. But now with all this going on, I figured it was time to talk about what happened. That day, 5 years ago, out of the blue, Mari suddenly said the time had come. She headed out to the sea, bronze mirror in hand, ready to end the curse once and for all. But you know the rest. I reckon she failed to do it. She failed. And then that triggered the storm and the whole disaster. That's how it looks. Thinking back, it hadn't quite been 400 years yet. Maybe she rushed it, felt like time was running out. I think she tried to end it, and the curse just lashed back, causing the tragedy. I know folks want to blame her, but I could never really say anything to stop him. One curious thing, though. Mari took this bronze mirror with her when she set out. But when Yuzo was the only one found alive, he had the mirror on him. Maybe that's what saved him. Just him, by some miracle. At the very least, I'm grateful he came back safe. When they found Yuzo that day, I remember bawling my eyes out. I was so relieved. After that, I offered a little prayer of thanks to the mirror, and quietly returned it to the shrine in the bay. For the next 5 years, there was no sign of the raging waves. Everything stayed calm up until now. That does explain a lot. There's still one thing I can't quite make sense of. What's that? I know she took Tosuke with her, as he was the one who handled the boat, but I never understood why she'd take little Yuzo with her too. That is a bit odd. Yusa says he doesn't remember a thing, so we'll probably never know the truth. Not to mention, Mari's so-called duty also still remains a mystery. All that's left is the bronze mirror. In 5 long years since then. Darn. I keep hoping that maybe, just maybe, the curse of the raging waves would fade on its own. But now they say it's growing stronger again. And I have to say that the despair is setting in. So, something just came to mind. What is it, Tsukasa? Yusa is Mari's son, right? Does that mean he's also a descendant of Taishima? What if Mari passed on the duty to him, taught him how to deal with the curse? That's a good point. Maybe she brought Yusa along just in case things didn't go as planned, to carry things on if she couldn't. Now that you mention it, that makes a lot of sense. Truth is, I've been wondering if that boy is starting to remember something. Oh? It's not exactly an easy thing to bring up to him, you know? But since we're finally talking about all this, I figure it's time to ask him straight. I see. Though honestly, Yusa couldn't hide anything from anyone, let alone from us. Ha, I thought the same. That boy's as transparent as glass. So listen, Sato. You need to tell him there's no need to rush with all this nonsense. The bronze mirror's holding the curse of the raging waves back for now. Maybe Yusa actually knows how to get rid of the curse with the mirror. Yeah. But it didn't work for Mare. Not with the bronze mirror alone. The curse is still out there. Maybe it really does need me to, you know. Sato, you okay? You're acting kind of weird. Thank you to you for telling us all this. I think it's time I told you both something too. I actually remembered something the other day about who I used to be. She said she was on Taishima, didn't she? You mean you remembered even more? Sorry I didn't say anything sooner. I guess I'll spill it. I'm the one who was sacrificed here 400 years ago. That was me. Huh? What? Hold on. 400 years ago? You're pulling my leg at a time like this? You see, the truth is... Well, I'll be. You're telling me you're immortal. You promise you ain't pulling my leg? This one's a bit hard to swallow. I think the reason the curse is getting stronger is because I woke up 3 months ago after sleeping deep down on the seafloor. I think me waking up weakened the seal that was holding the curse back. Whoa, wait. So when you said you'd been asleep for hundreds of years, you meant you were actually a sacrifice at the bottom of the ocean? That's awful. That's right. I was sacrificed to seal the curse at its source. It wasn't to remove it, though. It was just a way to keep it from seeping out. It was just a temporary fix, a stopgap until someone found a way to remove it for good. That said, it did last 400 years, I suppose. It's hard to even imagine. Even after 400 years, the curse is supposed to have weakened. The way to end it should have been passed down. You mean by Mare? I guess she never had the chance. Maybe there's a chance she did pass something to Yusa. Maybe, but if she didn't, that would mean I have to be the sacrifice again. Whoa, Sato, that's not how it has to be. That has to be the reason I'm immortal. Sato, I never should have woken up. Everyone here took me in, even though I didn't remember a thing. I didn't want to lose all that warmth, so I kept quiet. I'm so sorry. If it comes to it, I'll take responsibility. I'll be the sacrifice again. Sato, don't talk like that. You already protected us for 400 years. That's more than enough. I refuse to let you go through that again. There has to be a reason you woke up now. You weren't needed to seal the curse anymore, I know it. She's right. We'll find a way to keep you safe through this, Sato. Yeah, they're so nice. Alright, what's updated here? Curse of the Raging Waves. Raging Waves, Curse Bearer. There's 2 official curses in this. We've got Curse of the Raging Waves and Curse of Heike. Although, is Curse of Heike not its own official thing? I guess not. That's fine. I got a bit overwhelmed back there. But Tsuyu and Tsukasa both told me there was no need for me to be the curse. I guess being asleep at the bottom of the ocean would be like dying over and over again. Can't help but feel I have to do something. Or maybe it would just be like being in a comatose state for her. Where it'd keep her body from rotting, but I think she probably would have been more like a comatose, where like her body would have just stayed it would have stayed fresh, but also maybe it would have just not allowed her to regain consciousness ever. I would hope so. Of course, if there's anything I can do to avoid being sacrificed, I'll do it. We put the bronze mirror back in the shrine. With the curse unstable right now, moving it away from the shrine seemed like a bad idea. Tsuyu says she has plans to tell Yuza and Azami the same thing she told me. If that leads to anything new, they'd let us know. Oh yeah, we meet up with them again at the abandoned fort. Bronze mirror definitely was something I owned a really long time ago. Never imagined it held power strong enough to suppress a curse, though. But even offering it up didn't really fully get rid of the curse of the raging waves. Which means there must have been some other condition that wasn't met. The real key to ending the curse has to be tied to something or someone related to Mare. Hopefully Tsuyu will be able to tell the others more about that. That said, it's possible Unkaku Dono already has that exact same information. I forget. She was from Taishima as well. Alright, time to move. If I could find that armored shadow again, maybe I can at least deal with the curse. I wonder if Yuza then is going to be immortal after all this. Because his head gets cut off in like the prelude, the first route. And I'm thinking that perhaps it said that you could come back even from decapitation. So who knows, maybe. Maybe that wouldn't be the total end for him. Oh my god, there's so many places. I need the bird. I mean, I don't know if he's actually going to come back, like, be revived, or if we're just going to do a different route. Although it's interesting that it, like, decapitated him, while everybody else seems to get, like, a slash to the chest. No, no, no. I believe it. In fact, it specifically said that the larger part of him would regenerate and the smaller part would just disappear. Like whatever it is, whatever limb is cut off or head. This isn't going to work. Too many people. Ah, nuts. We're peeking. Too many people. Well, I know we need to go to the Kontiki Shell ruins eventually. And meet up with them. Kind of funny to see her peeking around. When she gets... Oh, finally, we got somewhere we can... When she gets slashed in the beginning, she honestly looks kind of scary when she comes back to life. I wasn't sure if she was gonna have like a nefarious background. This place is quiet, but I can see a few lights on from nearby houses. Wonder if people inside are scared of me now. Can't stop worrying about stuff like that. Anything else? We can still see the stars. But she doesn't know anything about them. Alright. So let's at least check with the mirror. This is such a scary mechanic. It's pretty simple. I'm surprised more games don't have, like, something like this. Where you actually have to move it around like this. Anything else up there? I don't think so. I think this is nothing. It looks so suspicious. No shadows here. Fatal Frame? Oh, that's on my list. I'll do it this year for sure, for sure. I feel like a lot of games now have like a camera, kind of. Something like that. Or you can only use it for limited times too. Yeah, hold me to it? You better. I need people to make me accountable. Let's see. Completely empty. I think I want to try, now that I'm kind of like getting more comfortable with emulators, although I still want to change. I wish I could make it so it didn't say like the big text that tells that it's saving my emulator thing every time I save. But I think I want to play the originals. And I thought, because like I thought about for a while whether I should play like the Steam versions, but I think those are like, I think one's a new game or maybe it's like a remake or something. And I'm like, you know what? I just kind of want to play like the first game. There's a chase scene in Fatal Frame, is there? I'm so bad at chase scenes. But I'll still give it a try. It's there. I can't say anything directly, but I didn't think I would actually find one here. I was shocked. I seriously thought there wouldn't be one until we got to meet up with Yuza. The assassin should be nearby. Anything out of the ordinary. Uh, uh. What the heck is that? They took off. I'm honestly surprised that, like, even just looking at it in the mirror isn't like an insta kill. I mean, she would still come back to life, but it would take her a bit. Oh, wait! Damn it, I lost them. Someone as out of shape as me never had a chance to catch up. I don't really know if they went this way. This is hopeless. Completely out of breath. Oh, Friday the 13th chase music? Maybe. I think the music is almost all the same from the first game, too. You wanted to play the first game, right? You should stream it. It's a good game. It's a good series. The first one also has like some crazy good BL potential. Didn't think it this far ahead. What did I think I was gonna do if I actually found someone? I am shocked that like looking at it in the mirror or like looking at it and then turning around isn't an insta kill. You'll do it. I'll try to keep a little lookout if you do. Running around in the dark isn't going to get me anywhere. At least I'm assuming that, you know, you like this one. So, if you like this one, that one's really good too. That one has like a lot more curses. This one has like 2 curses mainly. That one, you know, as the title suggests, there are 7 main curses that you have to keep track of. And I feel like there's some very interesting game mechanics to that. Also, I think that there's a lot of really good dead ends, you know. Ends where your characters die. I think some of those are really fun to see. That's why I'm like, it's not a game over. It's a, here's this other ending that's also fun and crazy to see. Plus, yeah, emphasis on, when I say dead end, I mean literal dead end. Plus we have, oh, I always go to this, profiles. We have, where's our housewife character? In this one we have police housewife. In the original one, 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Oh man, sorry, I forget some of their names. It's been a while since I played it. There's a housewife who is very different from this, but is also an awesome character. Who's kind of hardcore. Haruwe, that's right. Her name is Haruwe. And I love Haruwe. Haruwe is frightening. She's maybe one of the most frightening characters in the game, in the best way. I say that, but there's a lot of scary characters in the game. That game is very... A lot of people who are maybe... They're not familiar with curses. A lot of people do immediately compare that one to Jujutsu Kaisen just because it's immediately like... The immediate premise is that... Are they hot? In a scary way. I think so. I think she's beautiful. I think she's gorgeous. And she's... I say single mother, but she's quite available, I think. Kind of. The premise being like, you know, there's 7 curse bearers loose in the city on one night. And it's kind of a competition to see who wins. I think that's the minimal amount that I'll say about it. I'll leave everything else up to you. Taking off like that, the second I saw them was just about the most obviously suspicious thing they could have done. Let me find a picture of her. Let me see. Trying to look for a... Alright, here's an image. That should be of Harué. I don't know. There's a lot of really interesting characters. There's only like one or two characters that I find underwhelming in that story. Because that one I feel like has even more main characters. Let's see. Here it is. Copy, image, link. Come on, OBS. You can do it. Oh, Lord. Ooh, you know what? I can show you some of my other favorite character. They actually name dropped the other character. Oh, God. Obs is freezing. The other character that they already name dropped in this game. I'll show that one too, real fast. Not too spoilery, just kind of show off. Come on. Okay, this should do it. Come on. Oh my God, big image. Hold on. That's her. So, I think she's pretty in a kind of intense way. Here's one of my other favorite characters in that, who they already name dropped in this game as the detective character. Like I said, I like almost all the characters, and I feel like the cast of that game is even bigger than this game. Yakuza energy? Nah, he's just a cool detective guy. I want to look up one more picture of the other two characters I really like. Ugh. Open image. Copy image. And then these two girls are also my favorite. I think the detective duo and these two girls are actually my favorite. But I do like the wife, the mother character. I love the slightly shorter, plumper girl is also really awesome, and she's like kind of the main character of the spin-off manga. She's awesome. She's not really that shy, trust. She's actually quite badass, I think. I mean, I wouldn't say she's shy or not shy. I would just say that she's cool. She's got her own uniqueness. And I don't know, I think she's very interesting as a design because she's not like fat or anything, but she's a bit shorter and a bit more round, and I think it gives her like a slightly more plump complexion, plump appearance, I guess. Which I feel like you don't see as much of in comics, but I feel like they do in a way which is like nice, and it's not like, I feel like there's this cliche about like comic, not just like anime, but big cartoon guy or girl likes to eat or whatever, and I don't really feel like that's a thing for her. She's really cool. I really like her. So yeah, I would really strongly recommend the first one. It's similar, but also quite different from this, like story-wise. Like the story is entirely different, basically. The only things that really have similarities are just like curses and the fact that they mentioned having like curse stones, which is in the original how they pretty much all cast curses, is they all have like specific curse stones. Pretty much confirms there's an assassin using a curse to attack people on the island, just like the phone caller threatened. But even if that's the case, is there anything I can do to stop it? I really do recommend it quite highly. Oh no, is my internet unstable? It looks like it's stable, but Twitch is telling me it's unstable. What can you do? You know what? I really do think that like games that I would recommend, especially for people who like horror. Here's my top 3 new games that I played on stream in the last year and a half. So Paranormasight, this one and the first. How do I spell? Paranormasight. The other one. Urban Myth Disillusion Center is also very big in Japan. I don't feel like it ever got quite as popular. I feel like it's even less popular than Paranormasight is in like the non-JP English community or whatever. But this one is very interesting. It's different than I expected it to be. But it's also kind of paranormal mystery solving in a way. Ugh, excuse me. That one is weird though. I feel like it took me a lot longer to like really think about how I felt about the whole story of that game and the ending, because it like I really needed to sit on that one for a while, and I think I liked it, but I'm kind of like it really cooked my brain a little bit. And then the other one, Spirit Hunter Deathmark. I particularly like game 1 and 2. I have not played NG yet. I should get around to that. I think I have it. I feel like most people I've seen actually only play NG for some reason. But I wish more people wouldn't sleep on Spirit Hunter 1. Although that game is considerably more graphic than the other ones. But that's also kind of why I found it, is that I originally saw the artist on Twitter, what's their name? Yui Tomo Yui or something? I think I followed them because I kept forgetting. I don't remember. I never remember. But I really liked the artist's concept art. Oh yeah, and I think that artist also ended up doing, what did they do art for? Oh my gosh, I feel like there was a new, what was it? There was like a popular horror remake that I think they also contributed art for. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on this. Sorry, I need to look it up real fast. Or not Yui, it's Rui, I believe. Rui Tomo Rui, I think. Or at least I think that's their online handle. So that's just what they go by. Tomo no Rui, that's what it is. Tomo no Rui artist. Oh my gosh, it's killing me. What did they contribute art to? They've done other art. I wish it was easier to find like who did what specific art for like, or what character designs or monster designs. What monster design did they do recently? It's killing me. I'm not gonna remember. I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, I really like Rui's art. I think they make some really cool, creepy stuff. Not all of it's like graphic, but I think they have some interesting, spooky ideas as well. It's driving me nuts. I can't remember what else they did art for. They've done art for lots of things. I just wish it was easier to look up what they did art for. Nuts. I'm not going to remember it. Hold on, let me look up one more thing, see if I can figure it out. IMDb? Sure, why not? Oh, apparently they also did art for Zero Time Dilemma, which I have not played, so I cannot say. There was something else that's not here that I thought they also contributed designs for, but I can't seem to find it. Maybe I imagined it. Maybe I hallucinated. I thought there was something new that they did. Oh well. Good enough. You get the idea. Anyways, they're a cool artist. Alright, back to the video game. I always have to shill those 3 games. I feel like those are my 3 of the games that I really feel so strongly about that have come out or that I've played on stream. And they're fairly recent, most of them. I don't remember. I think Spirit Hunter Deathmark, the first one, is a bit older, but even then, I don't know. I don't think it's like ancient. And I feel like more people do need to be exposed to that one. I'm not exactly built to fight. I'm pretty sure I'd lose to just about anyone. I can't do this alone. I have to find someone to help me. Who can I even ask at a time like this? Hang on. Wasn't Tsuyu supposed to be meeting Yuza and Azami down by the bay? Oh, please, no. I've got to get back and warn her. Oh. I guess maybe if I'd gone to the ruins, they wouldn't have been there yet. It would have been too early. Can't breathe. Out of shape. I'm barely here. Oh no. No, no, no. Tsuyu, wake up. Was I too late? No, this isn't happening. Wait, what about Yuza and Azami? Weren't they supposed to meet her here? Footprints. Maybe they ran to get help. Tsuyu. This is the same wound as mine. It's hopeless. She would have died in an instant. Nothing anyone can do. I'm so sorry. I'll come back, though. I'll make sure you're properly laid to rest. After. Sato returned to the island's city center, which had turned into a living nightmare. Countless others had already fallen victim to the curse. Bloodied bodies lay scattered across the ground. People fled in panic, screaming and confused. Some turned on others, shouting wild accusations. Others broke down, wailing in helpless hysteria. Many clung to lifeless loved ones, crying in despair. In the midst of the chaos, not a single person paid Sato any mind. Sato Shiranami wandered through the devastation, overcome with guilt. If she had done more, maybe this tragedy could have been prevented. If I had just listened. If I had just done what the damn phone caller told me, none of this would have happened. This is all my fault. All because I dared to hope that I could keep on living. This is all wrong. I was never supposed to be here. It's all wrong. This body, my life, maybe it's better if it just ends. I'll surrender to the assassin right now. If that stops any more people from getting hurt. I have to find the assassin. Tell them I'll surrender before more lives are lost. Fresh pool of blood. Someone must have collapsed here too. Oh. God, the sky is so pretty. Oh, oh. Baldy. What's up? Mr. Wakamura, where did... Sato, where's Tsukasa? Tell me where Tsukasa Awao is right now. Oh? Tsukasa? Can't believe I missed it. I figured Unkaku Dono had a couple secret kids stashed somewhere. But Tsukasa Awao? She was one all along? You lot have been keeping a secret from the start. What are you talking about? That goddamn assassin's gotta be working for Unkaku Dono, so it has to be her. Where is she? Uh-oh. Bald man jump scare. Stop wasting time and talk. Probably at the bay. She's down by the southern bay. Bay. Got it. Whew. I gotta find Tsukasa before he does and warn her. If she really is hiding, I bet she'll be at the Kantekisho ruins. No time to waste. He thinks she's the assassin because she's the kid. I kind of see how he would come to that logic. What the hell? Oh, that's right. She wasn't there when they were. Sato. Yuza just... He exploded. Both of you need to get out of here. It's dangerous. Hurry. What about Yuza? No time. Just go. He's no longer the protagonist. I am. Alright, that's what I figured. Oh, next part. Well, I think it's time we went back to these guys. Sorry to cut away from the excitement. I really want to get back to them so we can get to the, whatever he was doing on the boat with Mare. That's what I want to know. Ryokan guest room. Now then, I believe it's time we discuss our strategy. You sure? What do you mean by strategy? Should be obvious. We must reflect on all we've learned if we want to move forward. Sketch of a mermaid mummy I found in our family storage. Bringing it along would have been out of the question, so I settled on bringing a sketch. Man, the absolute body shape on this thing is horrid. Those long arms and the short little fishtail. Why would they do that to the monkey? Still haven't told Cersei why I'm searching for mermaids. Oh yeah, wait, was that the symbol we saw in the ruins? I can't remember. I keep forgetting what it looks like. There's two symbols. And one of them kind of looks like this L shape. And the other one kind of looks like the Japanese symbol for so. Chill guy? I don't think so. Exactly. It's also the precise reason I've come to Mie. To put it simply, this is no ordinary map. It's a mermaid treasure map. mermaid treasure map? Allow me to explain. Research. Some of the notes I've taken. The information in them is not substantive and likely of no use. Ashtray. Porcelain ashtray that came with the room. Ashtrays like these are found just about anywhere, so one can smoke without any worries. That being said, I've noticed people outside still simply dropping their cigarettes onto the ground. Filthy. Oh, mosquito repellent, that's what it is. Each room is equipped with mosquito trap. They tend to come in through the windows on hot days. It's a neat contraption. You just have to plug it in and place it, and they'll kill any nearby mosquitoes. Traps like these are reliable, as well as easier and safer than the combustible types, so they've gotten quite popular. You know, one thing that I'm very lucky about to live in America is that, like, in America, like, windows pretty much all have, like, screens on them. Like, I can't imagine, like, places that don't have, like, fully screened-in windows to keep bugs and stuff out. L-shaped dividing screen. But I think this is actually a towel rack. Ah. It's a small clothes rack. So that's what it is. Normally used to hang kimono, but this one's quite small. I suppose it'd work well for towels and other small garments. They're quite knowledgeable. What's the bucket for? Extra lights for the room. A lot of attention was paid to creating a comfy atmosphere for the guests. I've stayed in like a ryokan once, but only for one night. This is the Muraku Mote, a small inn located in Toba. Laid back inn that feels more like a private residence than a hotel, thanks to the attentive staff. I could barely count all the different fresh fish we had served for dinner last night. I have not felt so full in a while. I even had like a proper futon on the floor. But if I can tell you the truth, it's kind of embarrassing. I was not able to relax at all or really even sleep because I started my period and it was like a really rough night. And I was so terrified that I was going to stain like the futon or something. So I basically just didn't sleep. I was so worried about that. I was like, no. Sometimes traveling throws stuff like that out of whack. My bag. Faithful travel companion of several decades. So I'd like to someday stay in a ryokan where I actually get to chill and not be stressed out. Poster advertising the island of Kameshima. I'd love to pay a visit to a remote island like that. Name is intriguing too. Kame means turtle, doesn't it? Can't shake this weird feeling. Why? Something wrong with the island or the poster? The poster, I believe. Do you mind if I take a closer look? Hunch was right. There is a presence here. No way. Come on, don't scare me like that. Oh, I can touch it. Remove. Ready? Proceed. You sure? 'Cause I'll do it. I really will. No telling what may happen. Quit stalling. Eh? Ah, vandalism. I mean, it was stressful, but it's like, whatever, it happens. It's more embarrassing to just think about or talk about too much, you know? But that's life, I guess. Things can't always go your way. I feel like that's always the nature of things, like, especially if you ever go on a trip. I feel like no matter what time of the month it is, whenever you go on a trip, you're bound to get your period, no matter what. It's just the way of the world. Especially something about getting on an airplane just triggers that like crazy. room may not have a dedicated alcove, but the scroll still really ties the room together. How lovely. I worried yesterday that Cersei might struggle to sleep on just a futon in a tatami room like this, but looks like she's well rested. I suppose she's used to it. I, on the other hand, was too excited to get much sleep. To be frank, I didn't come here to simply travel around researching Issei Bay's mermaid legends. My real goal is to find an actual mermaid. Yes, I had the feeling that was it. You already knew. Exorcists sure have some keen instincts. Oh, what will you do if you find a mermaid? Do you want to become immortal? I suppose. Might as well. Considering all the trouble finding one will be. How comfortable is a futon? I mean, I guess there's probably some futons that are a little bit more comfortable. I would put it pretty close on par with a sleeping bag, though. I don't think it's the most plush thing in the world. I think there are some futons that are a little bit thicker. Your reasoning is unexpectedly uninspired. Like I said, I laid down on it just a little bit, but I wasn't really sleeping anyways. Simple though it may be, I find the idea quite romantic, akin to ascending to a new stage of humanity. Sure, I guess. I take it you disagree with my thinking, Cersei? I fail to see why my opinion should matter here. What you do is your decision to make. Though I'm not certain that an immortal can still be called human. Still, your decision is irrelevant to my duty, so I will try not to interfere. Actually, meeting an immortal would be a rare, once-in-a-lifetime chance. Please transcend humanity and let me examine you. I'd prefer if you didn't speak of me like a research specimen, but I'll overlook it for now. Though I do wonder if immortality would actually bring you any happiness. When you look at old folktales, it tends to be less of a blessing and more of a curse. Don't say that after I already made up my mind and everything. Well, I'm sure you'll be alright. If you tire of immortality, you need only embark on a journey, like a modern-day Yao Bikuni. That's one way to look at it, though I think the nun part might be an issue. Well, I shouldn't get too far ahead of myself. There's no immortality to be had, till I find a mermaid flesh to bite into. So let's start there. Understood. I'm also quite interested in finding a mermaid myself. Searching just for mermaid meat alone seems like a waste. Agreed. Best way to go about this would be to find a living human mermaid. It's quite exciting. This is what I call true adventure. No matter the era, there's nothing better than a quest for the unknown. Found this map in the old family storage. It was left behind by my great-grandmother. If she's your great-grandmother, would that make her my great-grandmother's sister? I heard she was once exiled from the Lunar Light family because of her eccentricities. Wow, she must have been really crazy. She was quite fond of the occult, and amassed a number of suspicious curios over her lifetime. As a child, I loved searching through the storehouse that housed her collection. It was like a treasure hunt of wonders. A demon's tail, a yeti's bone, a book of black magic, Ogopogo's tooth, a piece of a UFO, a crystal skull. I feel like they name-dropped Ogopogo in the first Paranormasight, too. I cannot vouch that any of it was authentic, but it was still exciting to look through. No exaggeration when I say that this is a very storehouse is what led me to the path of becoming a fantasy author. I suppose that's kind of formative experience an occult writer needs. Just so. I have to thank my great-grandmother. She's the reason I could put food on the table. And among the items in that collection was this. A mermaid mummy. Precisely. They were rather prevalent at sideshows and the like all over the world in the 19th century. Mermaid mummies from Japan were quite popular because of their high quality. A number of them even made their way to Europe. Huh. This one probably made its way to the family storage around that time. It was probably passed from one seller to another, till it ended up in my great-grandmother's hands. How are you so sure it was made in Japan? Well, you see, I gave the mummy a thorough investigation. I even took it apart. Sure enough, it was made of wood and paper clay. But lo and behold, I found this map inside. You found a map inside the mummy? Whoever made it all those years ago must have snuck the map inside. I doubt my great-grandmother had the slightest idea it was even in there. That's an incredible discovery. It's simply tantalizing, is it not? There's not a doubt in my mind that it would lead to the most thrilling discovery. So why did you call this the mermaid treasure map? It was hidden inside a mermaid mummy, so it follows it must be a treasure map. No, that doesn't make any sense. They put it inside a hoax mermaid, which means what? It's gonna lead you to other hoax mermaids? It's gonna lead you to the fake mermaid factory? What? What's he expecting? If this person knew where real mermaids were, why wouldn't they just go there themselves? Feels fair to surmise it must have something to do with immortality too. This is a huge leap of logic. Your enthusiasm has carried you quite a ways from home. I'm impressed. Thank you. I have no doubt our treasure lies somewhere in Issei Bay. Atlantis? Maybe. Atlantis of Japan? Have you heard about Lemuria? Lemuria is another type of Atlantis. I feel like it's... I'm trying to think if it's been referenced in any anime or anything. I feel like I've heard it referenced in something. Maybe not in anime. Lemuria is stupid as hell. What a shame there's no X to mark the spot. Yeah, Lemuria. I think that's how it's spelled. I don't know if this is actually the reason why they say it. I heard that it was like the name comes from like lemurs. Because it had something to do with like people finding specific like lemur species in places where they were like, how did the lemurs get to this different place and, you know, have an evolutionary split or whatever. It's very silly, but I feel like Lemuria is the crazier Atlantis that people use for crazier theories. It's so weird. It's wackadoo stuff. And I feel like Lemuria also gets to like, yeah, lemur fossils. Yeah, it sounds made up to say that it's like related to lemurs, but just because of the name. But I'm pretty sure that's just the first name they had, and then it stuck. And I'm pretty sure people also like hypothesize that Lemurians are living inside of Mount Shasta on the west coast or something. I don't know. Like I said, it gets wackadoo. I mean, some Atlantis conspiracy believers are also kind of nuts. But I feel like Lemuria is also wacky. Like, that's where you get to things like Lemuria and Atlantis had a nuclear war with each other, and that's why they sank. And then the Lemurians went to live inside the base of Mount Shasta. All of that hypothesized because lemurs were found in Madagascar. People are silly. What a shame. No X marks the spot. Did he put this symbol here? Is that like his family crest? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe that's an L for like lunar light. Wait, what's his last name again? He has a different last name, but he's Barnum. That's right. Wait, why is it? What Twitch? What are you telling me, Twitch? Smart detection. Cheap viewers. Deny. All of my viewers are already cheap. Oh man, I love super dumb stuff like that. Like the Hollow Earth. The Hollow Earth is, I love it. It's so stupid. Which Hollow Earth also usually gets to like either Atlantean or alien stuff as well. Oh, that's right, Barnum. But I suppose it could be an L for lunar light. Indeed. This leads us to our first conundrum. Any ideas how to decipher this map, Cersei? Put me on the spot, why don't you? It does look like something is written here. Do you know what it says? That part. I did some research on that. It says, search the 95th. The 95th? Sure makes it sound like it's leading to a secret location of some sort. Must be related to mermaids. Aren't you just itching to find it? You know it. I knew it. Counting on you to help me solve the map's riddle. Search the 95th. I just remembered. You said you can douse, no? Can't you just douse for treasure? Then we can skip the whole map and riddle business altogether. I apologize, but that's impossible. Truly, but why? Dowsing is usually used to find waterways, veins of ore, and other such things. My dowsing, however, can be used to find people and objects imbued with spiritual power. However, I must be familiar with the spiritual power that I'm looking for. In other words, it wouldn't help us find a treasure you've never seen or heard of. Yes, the distance from which I can detect the source also depends on how strong the spiritual power is. Not quite the superpower I thought it was. I say we've had enough of a diversion. Let's get back to investigating your map. Oh, I see. Map. Pick it up. Oh. See something? Something's written on the other side. Of course, he would miss that. Hold the edge when I want to look at the other side. Oh, spots. Spots on the back. I dismissed it as a bunch of stains. Do you think that's all they are? Eureka. Something about them feels familiar. Oh, they're the constellations, aren't they? Inspiration strikes. I figured it out. It's a bit hard to see what you mean when looking at the back of the map. Can you point at the front? Ah. I may be less inspiration struck than I first assumed. I have to think a bit more. Eh? '95th. Issei Bay. Over 100 years old. Perhaps even more than 200 years old. Wonder how old it really is. Do you recognize the symbol on the lower lower right? Appears quite similar to Sanskrit. However, I don't recall a character quite like this. Maybe a unique mark to the cartographer, like a signature? Oh, I guess it's not an L. If that's the case, it's irrelevant to our investigation. I agree, though my opinion will change should we come across the symbol elsewhere. Map of Issei Bay. Judging from its condition, quite old. For 100 years, 2 years. Okay. Figured it out. Oh, I see. Wait, if I Eureka and then point at it, is that what I need to do? Oh. Okay. I was wondering if we could talk about the constellation that was obviously here. But I guess not. Okay. We are forbidden to talk about that. Oops. I need to turn it over. Spots. All I have to say is the age. We're in a loop here. Maybe I should put it down and talk more. Location indicated is well hidden. I want to point out the constellation. Sure. Well, if you're so desperate to flaunt your wit, I suppose I could let you help me a bit. What's written on the map? 95th is written atop Issei province. I don't know what the 95 is about. Oh, do you recall a conversation we had yesterday? Something related to Issei that had more than 95 parts. I do not. That was not yesterday for me. Oh, was it this? Tales of Issei? 95, Hikobochi. And that's what's on the back. But I guess I don't know how to make Avi aware of that without asking her. How do I... Hold on. How do I take a look at the hints? Or how do I explain my reasoning to her? Uh-huh. The treasure. Oh, I see. Wait, it was Hikoboshi, right? So it must be... Which one's which? It's the bottom one. So it must be this one. Behold. What makes you say so? Why, simple. Enter the name of the location to answer the riddle. Hikoboshi. Allow me to explain. The 95th in the riddle must refer to the 95th in the Tales of Issei. And the title of that tale is none other than Hikoboshi. Please note how the summer triangle constellation is drawn on the back. The location of Hikoboshi or Altair corresponds to this very spot on the map. I was going to say, I wondered if you could write Altair and have that be correct as well. You got it. Incredible. I wonder if that stumped some people. It's only able to figure it out thanks to your help. No, I knew what it was. I just couldn't figure out how to do the prompt. I'm a genius. We may know where to look, but it's far too large an area to just start searching. Okay. We'll definitely solve the riddle. Oh, that's all she's got to say? Figured out where the treasure lies. Quite keen to investigate further, but I should confirm some other matters first. Oh yeah, I didn't look at this. Oh, that's the symbol. That's the symbol. The other symbol we've been seeing. Business card from the guy we met earlier. Huh? Did we meet him? We managed to glean some surprisingly good information from that exchange. What's his name? Branding. Oh man, can't read. Oh, Kipe? Wait, is that the Kipe guy? Wait, what? It is. What? Wait, wasn't that guy dead? Huh? He's not on our thing, is he? First things first, let's head back to the inn. From there, we can plan our next move. Pardon me. Would the lovely lady and handsome gentleman be willing to spare me a moment? Yes, the gentleman does have some time. I suppose that makes me the lady, then. Oh, it's you. Who? You've been following us for quite some time. He has? Since Issei Grand Shrine, I believe. Surely. Maybe you could try to keep me appraised of things like that in the apprised of things like that in the future, Cersei. Ha! Appears I wasn't as stealthy as I thought. My apologies for the indiscretion. You see, the two of you piqued my interest. Foreigners in Issei Bay searching for mermaids? You overheard everything? How embarrassing. Abby, hollering won't lessen the embarrassment. How rude of me. I ought to introduce myself. Huh? Huh? He doesn't look anything like Kipe Koma. That was the other guy who died, who we have the sketch of with the ponytail. I can't read. Sharoj? What does that mean? Sharoj? Plan? Eh? Kipe Koma. Huh. Fancy business card and everything. What a charming fellow. Sala planning? What the heck is Sala planning? I'm actually the only employee, so the title doesn't mean much. I see. I apologize for the rudeness. I actually just ran out of business cards of my own. Did you ever have any? Ugh. I had no idea you need to carry business cards in Japan if you want to avoid looking suspicious, but... he had heard. But I still forgot to bring any. But the freewheeling and forgetful man before you goes by the name of Arnav Barnum, fantasy author who's merely passing by. Do you believe me, or am I too suspicious? Without a business card for proof, the verdict is yours alone to make. So you're an author, Mr. Barnum. Please, call me Avi. This is Cersei. She studied more Japanese history than even the average Japanese citizen. It's a pleasure. If you'd like, I can list the top 100 of Issei's best features at any time. Is this really that same guy, or is he just steal his name? But then... Huh? What if those corpses... No. But it wasn't... What if those bodies were the duplicate bodies? Like, the original bodies got turned into fish people. But then these are the new bodies that were reborn as immortal or something. I don't know. Aren't you a delight? I was right to take an interest in the two of you. Event services. Sala Planning. Venture company primarily focused on planning and producing tourism promotion events in Issei. Ambitious young man, Kipe is both highly driven and extraordinarily tenacious when it comes to fulfilling his goals. PR project themed on mermaids as sightseeing attractions. About 6 years ago, with the support of a wealthy tycoon, Yoshiatsu Yamashina, Kibe moved to Issei from the countryside with nothing but the clothes on his back and an eye to making his fortune. This aggressiveness won him Yamashina's favor. After several years spent building up his experience as an assistant, the tycoon granted Kipe an investment, with which he started his current company. Although Yamashina could be said to be particularly strict with him, this is a reflection of the high expectations he has for the future. Kipe is often told he looks old for his age, but as this means he's not taken lightly when doing business, he sees this as an advantage. Yeah, I think that would be about his age. I think he was like 19 or something. Forgive me for my bluntness. Would you mind sparing me a few moments? I'd love to talk a little longer. Suppose that could be arranged. So, CEO. Not sure if I'd call him young. His gaze has a piercing quality to it. There's something off about his smile. Something about him feels older than he looks. Huh. Although the guy we had a sketch for, I feel like he looked quite different. Like a softer gaze. I believe these oversized suits are known as soft suits, are currently quite popular in Japan. Perhaps he's trying to be taken seriously as a CEO. Certainly is putting a lot of efforts into his appearances. Not sure if I should trust him. Entertaining a weirdo might prove to be a pain. That said, he seems to be interested in mermaids. Perhaps we could get some information out of him. I mean, if he is, in theory, making company with tourism around mermaids, he would want to talk to us, tourists who are interested in mermaids. Gusts of wind graze this lovely observation deck. Stickers. Oh, can't turn that way. Can't turn that way. Truth is, I'm currently planning a promotional tourism campaign for the Issei Shima region. I was thinking of using mermaid legends as the centerpiece of the campaign. Mermaids? I'm sure you're already quite aware of the mermaid legend of Issei Bay. I thought we could even hold events and exhibits centered around such legends to attract tourists. Ah, see, that's why you were interested in mermaids. Additionally, the Issei Shima region is also famous for its pearls. I believe mermaids and pearls naturally complement one another. There's a famous legend that a mermaid's tears turn into pearls when they're washed away by the ocean. Such a story would do wonders for diving tourism to the area. Does this project mean you're knowledgeable about mermaids in Issei then, Mr. Ikoma? I suppose it does. I know a fair bit. For example, there's some mermaid legends that some people have never heard of. This guy feels like such a Ace Attorney villain. Like, he's not quite as crazy, but his postures and his hair do share. A long time ago, there was an island south of Kameshima known as Taishima. Have you heard of it? I'm afraid I haven't. It rings a bell. It was also called Taishima by some. That's absolutely right. It is said that once upon a time, 3 mermaids lived on Taishima. 3 of them. So who are the 3 then? There's Mare, Sato, and who else? Him? Tell me, were they human mermaids or fish mermaids? Human mermaids. Well, I suppose their upper bodies were human, so you could describe them as such. Then that would separate them from the 3 mermaids discovered in Betsuho during the Heian period. This is the first I've heard of this tale. However, Taishima sunk about 400 years ago during a natural disaster. The mermaids seem to have vanished after that. What? Such a shame. Regardless, it said the 3 mermaids were named Sobae, Nagame, and Hayase. We have heard this at some point. I don't know if the names are... They don't ring a bell to me of any character we have. So mermaids were named that too, huh? Definitely adds to the authenticity of the story. Pardon me, Mr. Ikoma. I never came across such concrete information. Where did you learn this? I don't blame you for questioning my sources. I also haven't managed to find any records of this tale. You see, the story was passed down through word of mouth. As it turns out, there was a single man who managed to escape the island's destruction. His descendants have kept the legend alive. So it's one of those descendants you heard the story from. That's right. They live a modest private life these days. When the story comes straight from a descendant like that, it does lend to its credibility. I'd love to inquire deeper about these Taishima mermaids. If you don't mind, could you share the identity of this descendant you speak of? My apologies, but I'm afraid I cannot oblige. She's not the friendliest sort. Frankly, even I have trouble getting her to open up. No matter how many times I visit her, I always feel like I'm getting part of the story. Oh, she's talking about Mare? I see. That's a real shame. I guess Mari and Sato aren't necessarily the mermaids. They're just immortals of some kind. This may not be much consolation, but I have another interesting rumor from this descendant to share. Oh, I'm all ears. It concerns one of the rumored Taishima mermaids. It said that a few decades ago, one of those mermaids turned human and now lives among us. Maybe that is Mari. No kidding. She became a human. Does ring a bell, though. That's exactly the story of the Little Mermaid. What an exciting discovery. You say this was only a few decades ago. That makes it quite recent. This former mermaid could even be walking among the people here as we speak. If the story is true, yes. However, I'll concede that even if I find the story hard to believe, it's a little fantastical. By the way, may I ask why you're searching for Isebei's mermaids, Avi? No particular reason. Just thought it'd be fun to wander through some sightseeing areas related to mermaid folklore. That's all. I see. Since you traveled all the way to Japan to sightsee, I'd love to ask you some questions. Was there anything missing from the areas you visited that you think might made your trip more enjoyable? What about those photo spots you put your face in? Oh, the cardboard cutout thingies? I know those. I love them. Really? Are they that interesting? They're a Japanese tourism classic. It'd be nice to see more of them. Agreed. If I saw one, I would certainly take a photo with it. Please, sell more of those little pennant flags. I can't resist them. I see. I truly appreciate the input, but perhaps things are fine as they are. Yeah, you don't want to make it look too tacky. Should you discover anything new regarding the area's mermaids, please let me know. Understood. We hope you'll do the same for us. If there were mermaids on Taishima 400 years ago, that could provide us with valuable new information. Mermaid who turned human. That's true, things might prove difficult. Amazing. A brand new mermaid legend. The real question is why? There's a long history of people making legends to drive tourism. Such stories linger on, despite their veracity being entirely unverifiable. I suppose. Something the matter? It's nothing. It's about time for us to get going. Of course. Thank you. I apologize again for taking so much of your time. Actually, since you've come all the way to Japan... If anything happens during your vacation here, or you need any other help at all, please feel free to give me a call. I'm quite familiar with all sorts of businesses in the area. For example, I could put you in touch with someone should you be looking to interview AMA divers. Oh, really? It's very kind. You're not just saying this as a formality, are you? A free-spirited lad like myself will not hesitate to take you up on an offer like this. I will call you. Please, don't hold back. I'll leave you two to your sightseeing. Please, have a good time. He's kind of got, like, flared sleeves. If mermaids really did live on Taishima, it's certainly worth investigating. Avi's good. He was so much during... Oh, there's a phone back here. He was so much during his first meeting with him. Can only be used to call the front desk. Outside calls are impossible. What about receiving calls? Even if we search the area on the map, it's the middle of the ocean. How are we supposed to search a place like that? Looking for an unknown object somewhere on a large swath of seafloor seems like an impossible task. That's what the AMA diver's for. We might have to ask our friendly CEO for help. He did give us his card. However, that would mean we'd have to inform him of the map. No other way about it. I don't think so. I think you could just ask him for, like, somebody with a boat. In addition, should we find anything, I imagine he'll expect a share of the spoils. I really want to keep it all to myself. Sharing is the worst. I understand, but we have no other options. It's a shame, but I suppose you're right. We should contact him as soon as we can. End of scene? Oof. Perfect. Nice. Is this where we go out with Mare, perhaps? This is good. It's been nice to do these 3-hour intervals. It's been, for pacing, it's worked out pretty well. You know what? I'm totally going to get confused. I'm just going to make it slot 1. I know it says the date, but I keep saving on the story chart scene. Maverick leader of the tight-knit delinquent crew, Rebels Roost. Temperamental by nature, often flares the impressive crest on his head to intimidate intruders on his turf. Although long-term rivals with the Ocean Outlaws, hooligan gang, in recent days he's also found his feathers ruffled by the increasingly bold antics of Blue's brutal beaks, pushing his patience to the limits. Rebels Roost. Captain of Rebels Roost. Ocean Outlaws. Blue's brutal beaks. That's done. What were these guys called, man? Bamboo Breakers Dance Team. Are they just a dance team? I guess. These guys are just dancers. Rebels Roost. Okay. I see. We still missed that one on Chuo Street, I believe. Oh well. Nothing to be done about it. You know the drill. I'll be back tomorrow or the next day. Trying not to go further than like 1 day off. for a little while I catch up with this. Next week I might try to go back to some other games I've been doing as well. Now that I feel like I've gotten a good head start on this. So I won't get spoiled too much if I see anything out and about. You know, I've at least had time to craft my own theories legit. Alright. Thank you. Thank you for joining, for watching. I hope you get around to checking out Paranormasight, the first one, whether you stream it or just play it on your own. I think it's good. And maybe someday, after you've forgotten a little bit of this game, you can come back to this. Yeah. Time for second dinner. Alright. Take care. Bye-bye.